do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Chief, I know can you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Kenneth Burton. I'm the Chief of Police of the City of Columbia, Missouri.
How long have you been employed at the city of Columbia?
I came to the city in Columbia in March 2009, so about 4.5 years.
How long have you been in law enforcement?
32, 33 years, somewhere along there.
How many of those years were you a supervisor, a commander, or a chief?
All but about 6 years.
And what kind of roles have you been in?
Well, I was obviously started out in patrol. I was a field training officer. I'm promoted to sergeant. I did just about everything you could do in the police department. I worked traffic, supervised a gang unit, worked in patrol, worked in investigations, did SWAT for about 5 years. Just about everything you could do in uniform as a sergeant.
So you had a wide range of experiences from being on the street all the way up to every part of the chain of command, basically.
Yes.
Have you been trained in use of force?
Yes.
In your career, have you reviewed uses of force?
Yes.
Do you have any idea how many times you reviewed uses of force?
It would probably be approaching the thousands by now, I would think.
Do you know Rob Sanders?
I do.
How do you know Rob Sanders?
He was employed by the Columbia Police Department when I arrived here.
Well, why was he terminated?
He was terminated for what I considered use of force against a prisoner that was unjustified and unreasonable and unnecessary. Just treatment of prisoners in general, and the incidents that occurred on that day that we all have been talking about today.
Would it help refresh your recollection if I showed you your notice of remedial action? I realize it's been 2 years.
Yes.
I'm marking this as Exhibit 5, Scott. It's the same one in the book that is page 84. Except that it actually has Margaret's signature on it, and that you can see the whole signature. That's a little marred in the book. And then we can easily see it.
You're marking it as what?
Exhibit 25.
25.
Here's a copy. Give me your check using that. I'm going to offer that in the evidence. You get a copy of this, you can see it. This side of the book's sometimes hard to control.
So I'm assuming in response to your question, you want me to...
Yeah, why don't you read what you sent them?
Okay, this is a notice of remedial action. It is addressed to Robert R. Sanders, officer, assigned to the Patrol Division. It cites the relevant sections of the Personnel Ordinance, General Order 103.01, Code of Conduct, Section 32, Duty to Use Reasonable Force, General Order 103.06, Use of Force, Section 7, Medical Attention, Chapter 19-225, Guidelines for Corrective Action. It goes on to describe the problem in action. It says include effective and relevant dates, times, places, and individuals involved, and other pertinent details.
Let me stop you right there. So this first section really is, these are the facts supporting these charges. Is that right?
Well, actually, they're the sections of the policies and procedures that were violated.
I mean this paragraph you're about to read. I apologize.
Yes, the paragraph I'm about to read will be the facts related.
Go ahead. I'll let you keep going.
Okay, on August 15th, 2011, at approximately 23:36 hours, you violently shoved a subject in a holding cell at the Columbia Police Department, which caused the subject to leave his feet and fly backwards into the cell wall. The subject displayed no resistance or aggression toward you or any other person at the time of your actions. Your use of force was retaliatory, unnecessary, and unreasonable. After your actions injured the subject, you left him lying on the floor of the cell, handcuffed to the wall, and you made no attempt to provide basic first aid while awaiting the arrival of medical personnel. Your actions constituted violations of the following section, Chapter 19 of the City of Columbia Personnel Policies, Procedures, Rules, and Regulations. Section 19-225, Guidelines for Corrective Action. Subsection 3, abusive or improper treatment of a client, prisoner, citizen, or other individual in the community or on the city payroll. And subsection 4, violation of any lawful and reasonable departmental or city rule, regulation, or directive. As prescribed by City of Columbia Ordinance 19-206 subsection B, you were afforded the opportunity to discuss with me my intent to terminate your employment for these violations during a meeting in my office on September 21st, 2011. I have considered your comments during our meeting, your past service, and all other relevant facts in this incident. I have concluded that your actions cannot be tolerated of any employee of the Columbia Police Department. It is my decision that your employment with the City of Columbia and the Columbia Police Department be terminated effective September 21st, 2011.
Let me stop you and ask you about that. September 21st, 2011 was the date that you met with him, is that correct?
No, I don't recall. There's a difference in the dates. I met with him and then we made the termination retroactive to the date I met with him, I believe.
And was that because after you had met with him and given him an opportunity to explain himself, you wanted to tell him right away how you felt?
That's correct.
And then,
We didn't want to delay it.
sorry to cut you off, go ahead.
We didn't want to delay it. I thought that he should be informed as soon as possible.
But then it takes time for the paperwork to catch up,
Yes,
because a termination actually doesn't get done by the police department, does it?
that's correct. We had to go through HR
And then this becomes the official notice.
yes.
Not to confuse things, I'm going to just